Good morning, students. In our previous class, we completed the one of the Indian physiographic division, that is Himalayas. Today's session, we will go through the another topic, that is Indo-Gangetic Plain. It is also second physiographic division of India. So, in this session, your learning outcomes are: students will able to say the reasons behind formation of Indo-Gangetic Plain. Students will able to say the tributaries of Indus and Ganga, and also they will locate in India map. They will able to say the meaning of the Doab. They will able to differentiate between Babar and Terai. So after completion of this session, you will say the meaning of the Doab, and also you can differentiate the Babar and Terai also. Let us go to our topic, Indo-Gangetic Plain. These plains are also called northern plains in India. Do you know how these plains were formed? Already you know that after formation of the Himalayas, at south side of the Himalayas, there was a large basin was formed. That large basin was filled by sediments, pebbles, soil, alluvial, slit carried by the Himalayan rivers and Indian peninsular rivers. But major portion was filled by the Himalayan rivers. That rivers are Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra. These three rivers carried so much of pebbles, sediments, soil, alluvial and also slit to the basin and formed a large plain area that is called the Indo-Gangetic Plain. We can division these Indo-Gangetic Plain as three parts in India. One is western part, that is called Indus River portion, we called as western part. At the central part, the Ganga basin, we called as Ganga Plain. And the eastern part of the India, we call as Brahmaputra Plain. So, there are in the Indo-Gangetic Plain, there are three divisions. At the western part, we have Indus River Plain, and the central part, the Ganga Plain, and the eastern part, the Brahmaputra Plain. These three major rivers formed the Indo-Gangetic Plain in our India. Let us know the western part of the Indian plain. That was formed by Himalayan river Indus and its tributaries Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas and the Sutlej. So Indus and its tributaries Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas and Sutlej were formed the western part of the Indian plain or Indus plain. In India, the plain was minor portion, but major portion is in Pakistan. This Indus plain was dominated by the Doab feature. What is the Doab feature, or what is the meaning of Doab? Already we told that Indus river is having the tributaries of 5. These tributaries are flowing parallelly. What is the land between these two rivers? These tributaries rivers is called the Doab. So Doab is nothing but land between the two rivers. Take the example of India map. Students observe the India map. We are looking Indus river and its tributaries Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas, Sutlej. Okay. The Indus River is originated from the Himalayas and it towards to the Arabian Ocean. In that way, it takes the hairpin bend and towards to the Pakistan. When it is flowing, the major portion of the Indus River is flowing in Pakistan, so that it is the national river of Pakistan. After it will joins the Arabian Ocean. Its main tributaries are already we told that Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas and Sutlej. These tributaries and Indus rivers were jointly formed the Indus basin or the western part of the Indian plain. Children, you observe one of the other feature is Doab. So Doab is nothing but the land between two rivers. Okay. Here, what is the yellow color filled area that is called the Doab area? You keenly observe in that area is in between two parallel rivers. One of the area is Sutlej and Chenab. Another field area is Chenab and Indus river. So I hope you understand that you understand the Doab feature. This Doab land also filled with fertile, very fertile, and it is carried with the sediments, pebbles of these rivers. So it is also become a fertile land, and it is very prosperous to agriculture. And next, the central part of Indian plain, that is in Ganga basin, and also we called as Ganga plain. This Ganga plain extends Gaggar river to Teesta river. It is the rivers, these rivers are the tributaries of the Ganga. And also the plains extended in the states of Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand and West Bengal, and a minor portion in Haryana. The main tributaries of Ganga, when we see Ramganga, Gomati, Yamuna, and its tributaries also Son, Kosi and Chambal, Betwa. These are the tributaries of Yamuna. Some rivers, when we observe the Ganga river flowing, it is having the two types of tributaries. Northern part of the tributaries and southern part of the tributaries. Northern part of the tributaries came from the Himalayan rivers, and at the southern part of the tributaries came from the peninsular plateau. Students, look at the states that belongs to the Ganga basin, and also we will see the example of map which tributaries is Ganga river is having. Okay. On the screen you are observing the Ganga river, flowway of Ganga river. Ganga, when we observe Ganga river, a thick line, you are observing a thick red line, that is Ganga river, and it is having the tributaries of north side and also south side. North side rivers came from the Himalayan rivers, the south side rivers came from the Indian peninsular plateau. Okay. The northern side of the rivers are Gomati, Ramganga and Gaggar, Kosi, and at the same time the southern side rivers are the Chambal, Yamuna, Betwa, Son. These rivers are the southern side are peninsular plateau rivers of the tributaries of Ganga. The river flows towards the east and it enters Bangladesh as Padma, named Padma river, and it joined with Bay of Bengal. So it is the flowing system of the Ganga river. After we will go to the eastern part of the Indian plain, that is Brahmaputra part, and also it is in Brahmaputra basin. Okay, students, let us see. Brahmaputra plain, the eastern part of the plain, mostly in the Brahmaputra valley. The river Brahmaputra is source of these plains. Okay. Brahmaputra plain is in the area of basin of the Brahmaputra river. So it is in the eastern part of the India. We will look the example of map. In map, you are observing a thick red line. It is also taking hairpin bend. It is originated from the Himalayas. It is nothing but the Brahmaputra river. The area which is having in the basin of Brahmaputra, that is called the eastern part of the Indian plain. we can detailedly know in Indian rivers and water sources. In this lesson, we detailedly know about the river system of Ganga, Indus and Brahmaputra river systems. Okay students, now we left a small topic that is related to the river system, that is Babar and Terai. Gravel and pebble sediments deposited in a narrow belt of 8 to 16 kilometers width at foothills of the Shivaliks by Himalayan rivers is called the Babar. So Babar is in porous in nature. Small rivers and streams disappear here and appear after crossing the Babar region. Next, the marshy and swampy region at edge of the Babar called Terai. Rivers and streams are reappear here. This region had thick forest and rich variety of wildlife, and also it is having alluvial plain region, so that it is very prosperous to the agriculture also. Nowadays in this region, the large amounts of the forest area is using for the only agriculture only. Easily to understand Babar and Terai concept, which is small diagrammatic representation. See students, it is Himalayas. When the Himalayas, the rivers are flowing downwards to the Himalayas, it is flowing, it is carrying the sediments like pebbles, sediments, soil, slit. In this area, at the foothills of the Shivalik. So the last range of the Himalayas is called the Shivalik. So in the foothills of the Shivaliks, it accumulated the large number of the sediments, pebbles here gathered. So here, that's why in this area 8 to 16 kilometer width of area is covered with the sediments, pebbles and with large stones also. So full of covering with these sediments, in this area the rivers are not appear. The rivers, what are the rivers flowing in this area or disappear, and out from the Babar region, after crossing the Babar region, it appears in Terai region. This Terai region is having only with the small pebbles and small slit and also sediments and also alluvial. So here the Babar area is a accumulation of the large sediments and also a large stones, but in Terai region it is having a small sediments like alluvial soil. But in this area, due to the appearance of the rivers and streams, this area totally throughout the year it is wet. Students, let's close the today's session. Tomorrow we will learn another topic that is related to Indian physiographic divisions. Bye students, see you in next class.